going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Rear Naked Locks. I'm Chato, that's Henry. We're going to go and give you guys our bets and breakdowns for this upcoming Saturday's fight night at the Apex, Taira versus Park. I know this Apex card has had a lot of trouble with people backing out, and they had to make a new main event. Like, overall, Henry, how do you feel this card is, like, on a scale of 1 to 10?
Scale 1 to 10. So, I mean, I'm biased because I've been working every fucking Saturday. So, being able to watch the prelims at home is going to feel good. But scale 1 to 10, I'd say it's like a 6 or 7. I think there's going to be some violence. There's some fun matchups. I do like this new main event. I think Park is at least has some finishing upside rather than a ballsy. So, I mean, we'll find out if he's a truth. Maybe he gets past Taira, but there's only one way to find out is these two guys are going to throw down in the main event. I don't think it goes a distance, so I think we're to expect violence there.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like Taira is going to, I mean, like, we'll talk about it, but on a scale of 1 to 10, I'll probably give this like a 5, 6. I mean, unless you're like a big fight fan, like, you're not tuning into this fight. Unfortunately, me and Henry are degenerates, so we're going to be there 3 p.m. sharp, celebrating my dad's birthday with a plate of chicken and bets with the side of Diet Coke. Chicken and bets and side of Diet Coke, fellas.
100%. All right. In that first fight, we got Austin Bashi versus Yannis. I forgot his first name. I'm sorry. This fight got put together, I think, like 48 hours ago. We don't have the over-under in this. At least I couldn't find it today. It's Wednesday. Tuesday. Freaking July 29th. So I don't know if the over-under. I'm assuming the over-under is going to be over 2.5 just because Bashi hasn't really shown the finishing ability in the UFC. But this is striker versus grappler all day. Yannis, props to him for stepping up on short notice against a fucking terrible matchup. But Bashi should be able to just push the takedowns, push the pace on this guy. Like, this Yannis dude, he doesn't seem too bad. He's more of a boxer. He does have some good power, but he's talked about it in interviews that because grappling is his weakness, and he's fighting a fucking super grappler. He's fighting fucking Murad at 145 over here. He's in a shoot, and probably win by decision. So give me Bashi here.
Yeah, I don't know about Murad, but I'll give you the white Torrance Finney. So, being said, say that. Stay tuned for my bet on Bashi because I feel like he's gonna walk through this guy. Henry, I mentioned before we got on that, short notice against a grappler, you have to go a grappler. And I was doing some research on Yannis. He's coming from Fury FC, I think, or Fury Championship or something like that. He just knocked out the champ. Champ was 7-3, so I'll give him that. But before that, dude has like a typical padded record: 1-1, 0-1, 1-2, 1-3. So just like that, I feel like the level of competition has to go to Bashi. And just like Henry said, striker versus grappler. If you're super deficient against, if your deficiency is grappling and you're going against Bashi, I'm telling you right now, Torrance Finney, he's not going to stand and bang. He's not going to play that game. He's broad sniffing from the beginning to the end. Henny was telling me off camera that he feels like Bashi could sub him. This is going to decision. Going to decision.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, this Yannis dude, he does seem pretty tough. It just, bro, like, having cardio to grapple for 15 minutes is different than just, like, you really do have to prepare for that. You can't just get off the couch and fucking survive 15 minutes of nonstop wrestling. So, I think Bashi's a safe bet here. Let's get into that second fight.
All right, next up, we got Rodriguez versus Souza. Again, pretty low-tier fight here for the women's division. But if I had to pick somebody, I'm going to pick Rodriguez. Souza did, just a little bit of tidbit, background information. Souza did botch our parlay at UFC Noche. She knocked out Yaregi and then subbed her in the same sequence. So that maybe that's why I'm fading her. But no, I think Rodriguez has more ways to win. And when it comes to chick fights, I'm always picking the fighter that has more paths to victory. Rodriguez has a clear mixed martial arts background in which she can mix it up. And Souza, I mean, I wouldn't call it lucky against Jauregui because, as time has shown, Jauregui is just not that girl. But yeah, like I'm going to go Rodriguez by decision.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good fight. It's a striker versus striker for the most part. I just think Souza has shown more deficiencies than Rodriguez has. She's shown that she accepts getting grappled, and I think if the striking gets like sketchy for Rodriguez on the feet, she can mix in the takedowns and win this fight. Souza's path to victory is honestly a KO, and I just don't see her knocking out Rodriguez. So I think Rodriguez is going to fight a good game plan. At least I hope she will. But it's like assuming she shows up and fights to the best of her ability, I think she wins this fight pretty clear. I think she's a more well-rounded fighter. She's fought better competition. Yeah, give me Rodriguez here. This next fight, we got Felipe Bunes versus Rafael Estevam. This is a grappler versus a grappler. I fucked up the odds on this one. Bunes is definitely not minus 200. But yeah, so this is a grappler versus a grappler. Bunes just had like some pretty like slick submissions, but this dude's cardio is honestly horrendous. I mean, not that Estevam his cardio is any better, but Estevam will pull it out the fire and push through to finish the fight, even if he's dead gassed, which is we've seen in 2 of his fights. Bunes is also 35 years old, fighting a young man in Estevam. I think it's a new breed jiu-jitsu versus old school jiu-jitsu, and new breed's going to win all day. So give me Estevam, probably with the late finish, round 2, round 3.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go with Henry on this one as well, Estevam. Stay tuned for my parlay with Estevam at the end of the video. I was doing my research, and the level of competition that Estevam has compared to Bunes is just night and day. Like, Estevam has good victories against Aguilar and also has a good victory against Charles Johnson. Charles Johnson is the one that knocked out Van, and then Van knocked out Bunes. So I know like MMA math doesn't work like that, but for this breakdown, it's going to work like that. So if the guy who beat the guy, he's facing the guy, right? But no, like in all seriousness, yeah, I think Estevam has more potential to finish this fight. He's a little bit steep. I think like at minus like 400 or something like that. But I feel like
yeah.
So like
I have my bet on the graphics, guys. He's at minus 460.
Yeah, you go Estevam by KO, but I think the safer bet will probably be like Estevam inside the distance. I think he drowns this dude.
Yeah, I agree here. It just seems like a cookie matchup for him. So the UFC knows what they're doing.
All right, next up we got Vieira versus Gore. Just a little tidbit. Me and Henry are going back and forth on our Bark Alley parlay, and Gore was one of the finalists. Stay tuned at the end of the video if he is. I think Gore has a extreme potential to win this fight if he catches him. It's going to be either a vicious knockout by Gore or a quick submission by Vieira. Don't get it twisted. Like, Vieira has gassed before and has been milked by subs. Like, if you watch this fight with Anthony Hernandez, obviously Anthony Hernandez is a monster in hindsight, but like, Vieira's a big dude, bro. If he gasses and he goes against Gore and Gore lands some shit or like hits him with one of those ghetto chokes, I can see Gore with the finish. So gun in my head right here, I'm gonna go Gore. I know Vieira's the favorite, but I feel like Gore has the finishing potential, and I feel like Vieira's only path to victory is gonna be either sub or by decision, but I have Gore due to the power advantage and the fact that he has the X factor of just being straight up more athletic than Vieira.
Yeah, I mean, that might be the key here, athleticism. Honestly, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like Gore is the better fighter. He is definitely not. It's like Vieira is like the far superior fighter, but this guy's cardio is really bad. He's getting older. He was practically outstruck on the feet by Andre Petrosky. If the fight plays out on the feet like that against Gore, it could get very sketchy for Vieira. Vieira probably wins. he probably does. He probably does slam the takedowns. He probably does control Gore in the mat. He probably does find a finish with his KO submission. But I just have a gut feeling that Gore's going to be able to stuff the takedowns, or maybe just catch him early. So I'm gonna take Gore here. I'm gonna agree with Chato here. I mean, Gore's record is kind of fucking horrendous, but this dude, I mean, he got into UFC at 3-0. Like, this guy, he was very green in MMA, and he's only getting better. He unfortunately got knocked the fuck out in his last fight, but I mean, we've seen Vieira hurt badly. He was hurt by Chris Curtis. Yeah, I mean, I don't think this is as much of a gimme fight as most people would think for Vieira. So, guys, we'll just take the dog here. Then next up, we got Rinya Nakamura versus Nathan Fletcher. I'm just gonna say this right now. I don't think Nathan Fletcher's any good. If you're losing to Colin Longren, you're just not good, bro. Like this. I know we were there for Nakamura's last fight against Muin Gafrov. This dude decided to shoot 0 takedowns for some reason. I'm not sure if he was just worried about Muin's power, but Fletcher doesn't really have power like that. So I think Nakamura's going to be able to shoot as much as he wants. He is a way bigger fighter here. He's stronger. I think we're getting a good line here, even though he is minus 400. I think he should be minus 8, minus 9, 10-1 favorite. Because, like I said, I don't think Fletcher's dangerous. I don't think he's any good. We've seen these Cage Warriors guys; they're just fucking garbage for the most part. So, yeah, give me Nakamura here. I think Nakamura knocks him out.
Yeah, like Henry said, we were there over there at Into a Dome where Nakamura decided to shoot. I'm looking at his wrestling style, his fighting style on the ESPN app. Wrestling. That's what it says. Wrestling. So his path to victory is wrestling. Everybody knows it. ESPN knows it. I know it. Henry knows it. If he doesn't shoot for takedowns again, investigate this guy. He was a 10-0. He was a 10-1 favorite or something crazy like that in the Into a Dome, and he lost. The dogs were barking that day with Talbot losing too, but just like Henry said, at minus 400 with this cross sniffer being the way he is, this is good lines. It was kind of a toss-up of like whether or not I was going to use him in my parlay. But honestly, he just left a bad taste in my mouth after his last performance, and him still being minus 400, I just didn't feel comfortable putting him in the parlay. But I agree with Henry. Nakamura has a clear advantage here. If he sticks to the game plan and shoots for takedowns, he can win by decision. I don't think there's a finish. Like, even though Fletcher is like not the best, obviously, but Nakamura is more of a control person as opposed to like a submission person. So I have Nakamura by decision.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right, next up we got Klein versus Pulyaev. Pulyaev. Man, I know Klein's a dog, right? But I'm gonna go with Klein. I mean, just because he has the grappling advantage over Pulyaev. I feel like I'm gonna start going for fighters that have more of a more upside and more finishing ability, right? Like I said, being one-dimensional. I feel like since Klein has the grappling advantage and he's not that bad on the feet, I'm gonna go with Klein. But don't for a second believe or get the assumption that this is a high-level fight. In my opinion, it's not. So if I had to give you guys a bet, I would say pass. But I mean, Klein would be like a good dog. Like, again, Klein was one of the finalists on me and Henry's Bark Alley Bangers just because of that grappling advantage. So I'm just gonna stick with that instinct, and I'm going to go with Klein.
Yeah, I agree here. I mean, Pulyaev, he's a striker versus a grappler, like, to the definition. Pulyaev he's more of a kickboxer, Muay Thai guy, throws a lot of body kicks, throws a lot of kicks to the leg. He is pretty dangerous. Whereas Klein, he's definitely a grappler, but he fights similar to Jerry does. He's very reckless, but instead of being a reckless striker, he's a reckless grappler. And honestly, I saw some of Pulyev's tape, and this guy does give up his back. when he does get taken down, and if that situation happens at any point in this fight, he's getting submitted. We saw Klein win his Contender Series fight in about 34 seconds by renegade choke, and I think it's gonna be another similar path to victory for him here, getting the takedowns, getting the back, and winning by renegade choke. But yeah, honestly, this card is pretty tough for as far as picking dogs, but I think Klein's a pretty good one because it should be a very clear grappling upside. And I don't think this guy's dumb like Krylov last week and not shooting. So Klein will definitely shoot and hopefully get him down.
Yep.
But in the next fight, we have the best fight in the entire card. We got Mr. Danny Silva versus Kevin Vallejos. At first, I thought the odds were steep, but the more I looked into it, I just feel like Silva's not going to have enough power to keep Vallejos at distance, and I think Vallejos is going to eventually find the chin and put him out. But I don't think Silva's some slouch. It's just the power difference here is very extreme, and Vallejos, he's fucking strikes similar to Ilia Topuria. He rips a body, he throws overhands. You know, this guy, he's dangerous, man. And since Silva's not as dangerous, I don't think he's going to be able to keep Vallejos off him, and I think he's eventually going to run into a right hook, left hook, maybe a body shot. Yeah, give me Vallejos KO, but it's a monster fight. I'm super excited for this.
Yeah, just like Henny said, one of the best fights of the night. I'm going to have to go with Henny on this one. I'm picking Kevin. Kevin was originally going to be in one of my parlays, but he got booted out for the other Argentinian in this card. But yeah, Silva's not a bad fighter, but his last couple of fights have been by decision, and I haven't really seen anything like super crazy. He is very technical, but just like Henry mentioned, like the power advantage is heavily on the Vallejo side, and I feel like that's going to be the X factor in this fight. I feel like Silva's going to try to maintain the distance, but eventually he's going to get cracked. And just like Mike Tyson said, you know, like everybody has a plan until they get cracked, and I feel like if Vallejo cracks Silva, he might just lay him out, bro. He might just lay him out. I'm not even gonna lie. So at minus 400, I mean, you could go money line for the safe bet, or you could even go inside the distance or KO for better odds. I mean, I can see it happening. I honestly don't see this fight going to decision. If it does, it's because Silva turned this into a boring fight.
Yeah. I mean, I think they're gonna go for chin, and somebody's going to sleep, and I think it's Silva. Unfortunately for him, I'm a big fan of both, but you know, somebody's got to win.
All right. Next up, we have Magny versus Zaleski. I'm just gonna be honest. I'm not a Magny fan. You know, I respect the fact that he's been in here for a long time, and you know he's a certified gatekeeper. But I have Zaleski by KO. I just think that Magny is just one dimensional. Everybody knows what he's gonna do, bro. He's gonna cage fuck you. He's gonna grab you. He's gonna control you. But there's multiple fights when his opponent gets his hands on him, he crumbles, bro. He always crumbles. And I feel like the same thing's gonna happen in this fight. I feel like he's gonna try to do the same thing to Zaleski. He's gonna close the distance. He's gonna get knocked out. I can see Zaleski throwing some spinning shit and catching him, or even getting him with the fucking flush uppercut down the middle. I have Zaleski inside the distance or Zaleski money line. The odds are not too steep, so like you guys should go money line on this one.
Yeah, I'm about to agree here. I really want to put a bet on Magny, but Zaleski has two different paths of victories in this fight: taking him down and subbing him, or knocking him out of feet. Could Magny win? He definitely can. He's been knocked out twice in a row in the first round. I mean, who knows if his heart's even still in it? Zaleski just got pulverized in his last fight too, but. I mean, if you look at the competition, Magny's fought steep competition, you know, but Zaleski's fought steep competition too, but he's been able to keep up with them. He's losing to them, but he's putting up more competitive fights than Magny is. I think Magny might just be too washed up here. I mean, both fighters are old. They might both be washed, but assuming they're both like on the same level of washness, I'll take Zaleski here. Zaleski KO. Terrible fight. Yeah, next up we got Cara Rosa versus Nora Cornolle. I think it's a good fight, a good striking battle. Cornolle's like she's a little bit of a dog when it comes to her striking. She does get tired though, but she does have heavy hands. She does put out a lot of output, but she never fucking makes weight. It's like in her wins, she's fucking missed weight. And whereas the Cara Rosa, this girl has all the talent in the world to be a better fighter than she is, but for some reason she shits the bed often. I don't know what it is, what happens when they're coming up for game plans for her, but she doesn't fight to her advantages, and that's why she loses some fights. But in this fight, I do think she wins. I think her volume is going to be superior to Cornolle's, and yeah, but I mean, I wouldn't put a bet on Cara Rosa, honestly, because if it is strike for strike and Cornolle's landing the power punches, the judges might be swayed by the power coming from the Cornolle side. So maybe Cara Rosa split decision, but yeah, pick wise, I'll go Rosa.
Yeah, I was going back and forth on this one. I'm about to go with Rosa as my final pick. I was looking at Rosa's past fights. You know, she's lost to pretty decent competition. I mean, I wouldn't call Perez decent, but Aldana, right? Pretty solid loss, right? And Cornolle right here, corn in the cob. You know, she's number one. She's French. Number two, she's all power, no gas. And I feel like Rosa, she's not the best fighter. She has potential, but I haven't really seen her like gas out as fast as I've seen Cornolle gas out. And I feel like as the rounds progress, if this fight gets to the third round, I wouldn't be surprised if Rosa's just dominating her. I feel like Cornolle's only path to victory is going to be round 1 KO, or it's going to be Cara Rosa 29-28, or like a clean 30-27. So I have Rosa by decision. I feel like this fight goes the distance. I would hate to say chin for chin because we all know like it's very rare when these females knock each other out. So I'm gonna go with the safe bet, Rosa by points. That covers split and that covers unanimous or majority. So you could just go Rosa points. All right. Next up, one of my favorite fights of the card, Ribovics versus Brener. I'm not gonna lie, Henny was high on Ribovics before I was even aware of this dude. But I was extremely aware of him dismantling my parlay at the Sphere. I'm gonna tell you that right now. My dad had a bunch of money on the Golden Boy, and if you guys didn't make it to the Sphere, I literally felt like I was in the 4DX chairs at the Sphere every time Ribovics was hitting Zalhuber in the body with those bombs. So I feel like he's the Brener. He's in a dog walk. This dude. I just don't see Brener having a path to victory. There's very few fighters on this roster that can outdog this guy, and I feel like Ribovics has like the dog advantage. He has a strike advantage, and I feel like don't be surprised if Ribovics wins by KO, bro. First round.
Yeah, I have Ribovics here too. I've bet a few times on Brener. I don't think Brener is bad. I think it's just a horrendous matchup for him. Ribovics has good takedown defense, so even if Brener tries to mix in the grappling, I don't think he's going to be able to. So on the feet, I think Ribovics has the far superior power, and I think he finds Brener's chin early in this fight. I agree. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a round 1 knockout. So this terrible matchup for Brener. This guy is able to outdog a lot of people, but he definitely will not dog Ribovics here. So unless Ribovics gets knocked out like fucking Carlos Leal, I just don't see how Brener wins this fight.
Too soon.
So yeah, give me Ribovics here. I think Ribovics is a good value at -250. He's a good fighter, man. That he lost his last fight via split decision, but you can make the argument that he won that. But he lost to a good fighter. Nasrat's a good fighter. Ribovics all day here. And after that, we got Duncan versus Rebecki. Duncan, I think Duncan just overperforming in the UFC. I don't think he's all that good. He gets hurt often. He does find ways to win, but I don't think he has the power and explosiveness to keep Rebecki at distance. We see Rebecki fucking outdog people, man. This guy went toe to toe with Oralbai, and you can make the argument that fight should have been stopped. Oralbai's fucking eye was beyond shot. Rebecki's a fucking stone cold killer, man. I think he's gonna find the chin, and I think he knocks out Duncan. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I just don't think Duncan's all that good. I think he's an overperformer, overachiever. So yeah, give me Rebecki inside the distance, maybe round 2, but I think Rebecki cruises here.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with Henry. I got Rebecki here by decision, but I could actually see him do Rebecki inside the distance. I mean, Duncan has a few subs in a row. You know, he subbed that dude that's tatted up, but that dude's no longer in the UFC. So, like, I don't really hold any strength to that. I don't see Duncan manhandling Rebecki to the point where he gets that sub off, unless Rebecki slips on a banana peel. I have Rebecki just straight domination. I just think Rebecki's overall better fighter, and just like Henry said, he's a dog, and I just like betting on dogs. Like, if I'm gonna put my hard-earned money on somebody, it's gonna be somebody that I know is gonna come and perform. So I got Rebecki. He's giving me Ribovics vibes. He just has that clear path to victory, and unless he slips on a banana peel, that's the only way I see Duncan winning. If Duncan wins by another submission, I'm gonna be fucking devastated. This guy's he's not bad, but you know, I just don't know I just don't agree with the hype.
Yeah.
All right, finally we got the new main event, right? Taira versus Park. At first, I was like, man, you know, Park might do it to him. Undefeated prospect, right? Dude has nasty power. But after further evaluation, I think Taira's going to drown him. I don't think Taira's going to stand and bang with him, because we all know Taira doesn't have the best hands. But I feel like Taira's going to grab a hold of him. And, like, I wouldn't even be surprised if Taira wins by sub. When there's two fighters and one of them has a significant advantage over somebody and it happens to be in the grappling, I just learned my lesson, bro. I'm just not going to bet against fighters like that. This card, like this main event, isn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. You know, short notice on Park as well. Like, I learned my lesson on betting on fighters that are short notice. And again, just like the Bashi fight, short notice fight against like a grappler, like a heavy grappler, you have to go with the grappler, bro. So I'm gonna go Taira by decision, and sprinkle in some little bit of a Taira sub.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree here, man. Park was originally supposed to fight Steve Erceg next week, so it's like going from Steve Erceg to Tatsuro Taira is a completely flip to the game plan. You know, like Erceg is mostly a striker, Taira is a nonstop pressure grappler. I wanted to take a little stab on Park at dog odds, but seeing some of his previous fights, he does have moments where he's out grappled. And if you're getting out grappled by some of these guys, I think Taira is going to show the deficiencies on the ground. This dude went toe to toe with Roy Val. I mean, he beat Edgar Chairez. I mean, this guy has good wins in the UFC, man. This guy. This is two young killers, two young phenoms. I just think Taira's a little bit ahead right now in the race. I wouldn't be surprised if these guys rematch later on in their careers, but as of right now, I think Taira is just too experienced. He probably gets them out of there like late, maybe round 3, round 4. Definitely doesn't go a distance, but I think Taira eventually finds a way to break him and find a submission.
Yep, I agree. Let's do it.
Yeah. But that's it for the breakdowns. We're gonna start getting into our bets. We'll have Chato lead it off with the Around the World parlay. Yeah, let's set it up. Yeah, let's set it up.
All right, guys. I got another banger for you guys. I know the round the world parlay has been on like a little bit of a hiatus. My account got hacked. Like the right bets weren't being distributed, but we're back, guys. I got my account back, and I'm coming back with a vengeance. These three fighters combined, you're looking at minus 115 odds. First up, we got my boy Ribovics. If you guys watched the breakdown before this, you know my boy has done it to me in the past. So I'm jumping on the bandwagon. This guy's an absolute dog, and he has a clear path to victory. He's going to outdog this dude. He's going to sleep this dude. I wouldn't be surprised if Ribovics wins by round 1 KO. I'm only picking fighters with clear advantages, and Ribovics has that clear advantage on the feet. Ribovics by KO, Ribovics money line, first leg. Second leg, red, white, and blue, baby. I'm picking the young buck, the up-and-coming prospect, Bashi, a.k.a. White Terrence Finney. He's going to win by decision. This guy is definitely not one of my favorite guys, but I owe you guys a free parlay, and this is the free parlay I'm going to give you. He has a significant grappling advantage. His opponent's coming in on short notice. Short notice, and you lack grappling is a recipe for disaster. Give me Bashi by decision, Bashi by points. I wouldn't bet Bashi by decision. I wouldn't bet Bashi by finish, because just like Terrence Finney, my boy has no finishing ability, but he's going to get that leg done. Leg number 3. We got the Phenom, right? I call this parlay the under 30 years old. All right? All of these fighters young bucks, and they all have a clear path to victory. This is the Brazilian. I got Estevam. He's coming in a little steep at minus 500, but he's minus 500 for a reason. He's going to stiff this bum. Significant striking advantage. Decent takedown. I'm only picking all three fighters with a significant advantage either on the feet or on the ground. Estevam, significant advantage on the feet. Bashi, significant advantage on the ground. And Ribovics, significant advantage on the feet. Parlay all three of these bangers. You get minus 115 odds. I got my account back. My name is Chato, and I approve this message.
All right, man. Next up, we got the Rhino Rush parlay. I promised you guys I was gonna fucking take the easy way out, and pick one fighter. So we're going with we're bringing back the parlays. So we're going with Piero Rodriguez to defeat Katlyn Souza. I just don't see how she doesn't implement a strong game plan here against Souza. There's no reason to go chin for chin with a girl like Souza. Just keep her at distance, pick her apart, and if you need to mix in the grappling, mix in the grappling. We're superior. And then we're going with Rinya Nakamura. I put him right there with the singlet in the graphic because that's what he's bringing into this fight. He's taking down Fletcher. He's drowning him. Fletcher's submission record is fraudulent. I think Nakamura burns through his guard and he ground pounds him to a victory. He probably gets him in a crucifix knockout. Parlay both Nakamura and Rodriguez. You get minus 114 odds. I wish it was plus money, but hey, whatever. We're cashing again. Rhino Rush parlay. I think we're on a little bit of a streak. I think it's 2 in a row. I might be lying, but definitely 1 in a row. So match again this week. I think all the favorites are most of the favorites are gonna cruise here. I think both these fighters definitely have a strong possibility to have easy victories here. Parlay on both minus 114 odds. That's the Rhino Rush parlay.
All right, guys. We got a Bark Alley Bangers. If you guys are new, this is the parlay or the pick that we pick a fighter that the bookies got wrong. The bookies don't believe in him. The fans don't believe in him. But guess what? Real Naked Locks believes in him. So this time we got our boy Klein. If you guys watched my breakdown and Henry's breakdown on this fighter, there's a clear path to the victory, and it's the grappling. We're picking him because this fighter has multiple ways to win. He has, in my opinion, he has a better striking and he has way better grappling. Give me Klein by decision or Klein inside the distance, because I'm telling you, the grappling is a clear advantage, Henry.
Yeah, I mean, we're going with Klein here, but it's a very clear reasoning, man. This guy, he doesn't give a fuck. He's going to shoot. He's going to shoot. If Pulyaev cannot stop those takedowns, he's getting fucking submitted. I'll tell you that right now. I'm going to put a bet on Nick Klein sub round 1. You can match that if you want. The official play is going to be Nick Klein money line, but I'm definitely covering that sub round 1. This dude has 4 finishes in less than a minute. One of them was on a contender series against a Brazilian with good grappling. He submitted him in 34 seconds for a naked choke. We're going against a Russian who's giving up his back against fucking C-level fighters in the regionals. Both fighters are shit. We're not going to sit here and pretend. They're both garbage. But I think Klein is slightly superior. And at plus money, plus 130 odds, I think you got to take it. So we're going with blue collar, Nick Klein, to win this fight inside the distance.
I like that. All right. So we got the play of the week. Again, our account got hacked. Those play of the week coming into this one was not us. I'm telling you. There's a goddamn crypto scammers that got us. But this time we got our account back and we approved this message. Give me the Argentinian powerhouse, Kevin Vallejos. And then, Henry, who'd you pick?
We're going with Mr. Mateusz Rebecki from Poland. I think he knocks Duncan unconscious, bro. I think it's honestly I get Duncan's on a fucking win streak, but man, run it back with Vallejos, man. I think Oki beats his ass in a rematch. I think it was a fluke win. I think Rebecki's gonna show him that there's levels to his game, and Duncan's not on his level. Rebecki knocks him unconscious, probably within 2 rounds. You take both these guys and you get even money, man. I think these guys are fucking both killers, bro. 2 killers. I mean, it's pretty rare when you get good odds on 2 guys with super finishing upsides, and I think there's definitely one of those fights where one of those cards where you get good value in these 2 guys. So I would definitely make this play, match all 4 of our bets if you're trying to win money.
I like that. All right, guys. If you guys stayed for this long, what's that? I got one more parlay for you guys for staying after the movies. I call this the Argentinian parlay. Messi. Give me Ribovics and Kevin Vallejos. Double KO. Lock it, boys. On the screen, we have our schedule. If you guys aren't subscribed to Real Naked Locks, what's going on? Do I need to call somebody? Because you guys are late to the party. So Tuesdays, we got our bets and breakdowns. Wednesdays, we got our Ultimate Fighter recap. And Sundays, we're gonna celebrate with you guys when we go 4 for 4. But it's actually gonna be 5 for 5 if you guys stay to the end. I'm telling you guys right now, if you guys aren't subscribed to our main channel, you guys are slacking. Also, subscribe to our Clips channel. Subscribe to our Twitter and our TikTok. My boy Henry puts a lot of effort into those reels at Real Naked Locks MMA. I'm telling you guys, we appreciate all the support, all the subscribers. We see you guys. Comment down below if you guys are following us, fading us. Support is support, and I'm telling you guys, we're coming back with a vengeance. We're going for 4 for 4, but it's really gonna be 5 for 5, baby.
100%. I mean, honestly, there's still time to get on the hype train, man. We're still on the rise. The channel's only been open since the first week of May. Yeah, we're still growing. We're growing every week. Tune in. I mean, we're going to ride the ship. Last week we went we hit 2 out of 4 bets. This week we're going 4 for 4. So I mean, now's the time to hop on the train. We'll see you guys on Sunday for the recap. That's it for us. Real Naked Locks out.
Peace out, boys.